These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of quiz challengers attempt to beat the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. Today's fearsome foursome are Pat, Olaf, Beth, known as the Microscope, and Barry, the Brain. Challenging the might of our quiz Goliaths today are the return of Wind Plus. Caroline, Judith and Carolyn met through the Durham Music Service, where they all teach wind or brass instruments. Paul is Caroline's husband, and he's the team's plus. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Paul. I work in IT support at Newcastle University.
Hello, I'm Caroline. I'm a woodwind teacher.
Hello, I'm Judith. I'm a retired woodwind teacher.
Hello, I'm Carolyn and I'm a music teacher.
Paul and team, hello. Great to see you.
Hello.
Hello.
We've met before, haven't
Yes.
we?
We have.
So you've been in, you've competed before, and you competed as Wind Plus. I'm going to take you through the meaning of the team name here, Eggs, OK? It feels bad asking Paul, because Wind... Tell us what Wind stands for.
WIND actually stands for Women into Naughty Desserts.
Right, OK. Caroline, you can pick up the baton here. What
OK.
desserts are we talking about?
Oh, all sorts of desserts, mostly ones that include chocolate.
But wind is also significant because you are Durham Music Service and you all play wind instruments, correct?
We do. There's 2 woodwind teachers and 1 brass teacher.
And the Durham Music Service, and this sounds wonderful, goes round schools and so on. I think they call it peripatetic, don't they?
Yes,
So you will have a very varied day, I'm imagining.
absolutely, in lots of schools.
Paul, how do you fit into this brilliant setup? Because you can't have the desserts and you don't play an instrument.
Well, I do have desserts, so I do have that connection. But I'm married to Caroline, so I kind of I was added in as the plus.
And you are connected, as I mentioned, with the beautiful city of Durham, which is very close to my heart. Do you see the cathedral every day?
We can't quite see it from home, can we?
No, that's right. No, if you've got to pay a lot extra for a house if you want the view of the cathedral. Yeah.
So good luck, challengers. I love the Durham connection. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs. If the challengers fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to our next show. Now, return of Wind Plus. The challengers won the last game. The Eggheads got duffed up a bit. So they want to get back on a roll, and we pay £1,000 if you can beat them and stop them. Shall we crack on?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Very good. Paul and team, the first head-to-head battle is on history.
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 Right. Carolyn, I think that was you, wasn't it?
Oh,
Carolyn?
I would suggest probably Beth.
Right.
But have we
so I'm
decided it's
gonna do it.
Carolyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is-
Oh,
yeah.
apparently I'm doing it and
Yeah.
going against Beth.
All right, Carolyn. So it is our music teacher from Durham, from the return of Wind Plus versus a trombonist from the Eggheads.
2
How-
trombonists.
Two trombonists. We have never had that in 2,000 shows. OK, so you can cross trombones now. Please go to our question room and get ready for your questions. So the battle of the trombonists, Carolyn, my goodness. You've given us a moment of drama. Carolyn, good luck here, music teacher from Durham. Would you like to go first or second on history?
I'd like to go first, please.
Here's your question, Carolyn. The Peasants' Revolt was sparked by the introduction of which tax in 1381? National insurance, VAT or poll tax?
I'm fairly sure that national insurance and VAT weren't invented then. That was the poll tax.
Poll tax is right. Well done, yeah. VAT in 1381. There would have been some rioting over that, that's for sure. So, Beth, when did David Ben-Gurion become the first Prime Minister of Israel? 1928, 38 or 48?
That has to be 1948.
Yes, the year the modern state of Israel was founded. Back to you, Carolyn. The massacre of Glencoe took place during the reign of which monarch? Henry III, William III or Richard III?
William III, that would have been 18th century, and that was when the various risings were. I think I'll go for William III.
William III is quite right. Well done, Carolyn. 2 out of 2. Back to Beth. Which city did Bonnie Prince Charlie reach with his rebel army on his famous march to London before turning back to Scotland? Was it Derby, Leeds or Sheffield?
Let's say he got to Leeds.
Eggheads?
Derby.
Derby
Yeah,
is the
further
answer. Right, you can take it with this, Carolyn. Fanny Kaplan was executed for her failed attempt to assassinate which historical figure? Was it Queen Victoria, Theodore Roosevelt, or Vladimir Lenin?
Ooh, well, I don't know the answer to this one. Fanny Kaplan. Can you just spell Kaplan for me?
Yes, of course, Kaplan.
Well, it doesn't sound a very Russian name, so I think I'm going to discount Lenin. Fanny Kaplan. It sounds more likely to be a US name. I'm going to go with Theodore Roosevelt.
Eggheads?
Lenin.
Lenin. Vladimir Lenin is the answer. Beth has a way back, but you have to get this one right, Beth. Tens of thousands of people were killed during the 532 AD Nika riots, Nika, in which city? Carthage, Syracuse, Constantinople.
Nika. Nika. Doesn't sound particularly Italian, so I'm going to take out Syracuse. I'm going to go with one of the other two. Let's go with Carthage.
Barry?
Constantinople.
Constantinople is the answer. Well done, Carolyn. You've won the round. You're through to the final, and Beth is knocked out. Please return to us, rejoin your teams, and we'll see what happens next. So we had a mention of Fanny Kaplan there, and yeah, funny old story. She confronted Lenin in an arms factory in 1918, shot him 3 times, hit him twice. He survived. She was executed. Yeah,
Interesting.
bit of bad luck there. As it stands, the challengers haven't lost any brains from the final round. The Eggheads have lost the brain. It's getting exciting. The wind is behind our challengers here. The next subject is science. So, Paul, team, science.
Who's going to do this?
This is the one that we didn't want, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I said I'll do it if...
Are you happy to do
Well,
it,
if
Judith?
Carolyn's gone, so
Yeah.
yeah, me.
OK, right.
Oh,
so,
who are we going to play?
Right, who are we going to play?
You've got Pat, you've got Olaf, you've got Barry.
I think it may have to be Olaf.
All right, Olaf, please.
OK, so Judith from the Return of Wind Plus versus Olaf from the Eggheads. Please take your positions. So we've had a trombonist. Judith, what is your instrument?
Oboe.
And is it called the oboe d'amore?
The medium-sized oboe is called that. There's a normal oboe, and a bit longer and sounding lower is the oboe d'amore, and the bigger one is the cor anglais, which I also play.
I'm 57. Is it too late to start learning?
No.
I'm tempted, I must say. I was put off by the clarinet because I was forced to do it at school, and you know, isn't that a shame, Judith? I suppose a lot of your work is reversing all this.
Oh yes. Well, we try and stress what fun it's going to be to play the instruments, because you can join bands and orchestras and such like.
Wonderful. Well, listen, good luck in this round. I know science wouldn't have been your first choice, so very brave going in against Olaf. Would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
Good luck to Judith from Wind Plus. Here is your first question. Kookaburras are birds native to which part of the world? Alaska, Australia, or Africa?
All right, that's definitely Australia.
Yes, Australia is correct. Well done. Olaf, a standard hydrogen molecule is made up of how many atoms? 2, 4, or 8?
I think it's HU, so it's 2, I think.
Barry will know. Well, Beth will know. Yes?
Yeah, 2.
2?
Yeah.
That's right. Very undramatic. Just 2 of them. Judith, which of these metallic elements is the most reactive? Potassium, lithium, or cesium?
I'll guess, I think. I'll try potassium.
Kids, do we know?
I've gone for cesium.
Cesium.
Oh.
Why cesium? Is it just very
It's
volatile?
lower down the group, so that as you progress down the group, the elements become more reactive.
Ah.
Oh.
Olaf, mastodons are an extinct species that most closely resembled which of these modern-day animals? Tigers, elephants, sharks?
Well, they look like elephants.
Yes, that's right. Olaf is ahead. Judith, you need to get this one right to stay in. Deneb, part of the Northern Cross asterism, is the brightest star in which constellation? So Deneb is D-E-N-E-B. Is it Cygnus, Cassiopeia, or Canis Major?
Oh, right. I don't know my planets very well at all. I'll go down the middle. which is sometimes advised. Cassiopeia.
I'm afraid the answer is Cygnus. That is, the oboe did not come up in those questions, for which I apologise.
Oh, well.
Out of your comfort zone, bravely done. Olav is through to the final. We'll be back shortly if you'd like to work on a question from the Eggheads during our break. Barry's got one.
Yes, I have a lovely one for you this time. Which former English football manager, who managed no less than 16 different clubs, holds the record for the most promotions in English football with 8?
Oh, great question, Barry. We'll see you with the answer after this short break. Welcome back. Before the break, Barry set you a question, which was, which former English football manager who managed no less than 16 different clubs holds the record for most promotions in English football with 8? So, Paul and I are enjoying this one, aren't we? What, you got anything on this?
The best I can come up with is Neil Warnock.
All credit to Paul.
Oh,
it is
really?
Neil Warnock. Well done.
Wow, and I won't ask you to list the clubs. That is impressive. Well done if you got that at home. As it stands, the return of Win Plus have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have also lost a brain, so evenly balanced. Challenges we play on with arts and books.
That was mine.
This is your subject, isn't it? I know.
Well, you're definitely better at this than I am.
I better go.
You're going to go for it.
OK.
Yeah.
Who are we going to have then?
OK, Caroline, and you've got left Barry or Pat. No easy way.
Oh,
This really
can
is
I,
Hobson's
can I say
choice.
none of the above?
Yes, yeah, you can thrash me if you want.
I'll go for Barry. With great trepidation.
He will love that. Barry will be grateful. Caroline from the Return of Win Plus versus Barry. Please, for the last time before the final, go to our question room. So, Caroline, tell us about your music and your woodwind instrument.
Right, well, I teach woodwind for Durham Music Service, and I was most concerned to hear that you'd been put off by the clarinet, because that's my main instrument.
Oh, well, it was, I don't know what happened. I had one and I had to practice, and, you know, when you're a little boy, you don't practice enough, and then the teacher then discourages you. Very different back in the day, wasn't it?
Oh, but it's never too late to take it up again.
I'm tempted by the oboe. I think I'd go for Judith's instrument, but you want to sort of win it back for the clarinet now?
Well, I like the clarinet, but the oboe is what we call an endangered species. In other words, if more people don't take it up, it will die out like the dinosaurs. So Judith would very much appreciate it if you swelled the oboe around.
All right, so 3 questions on arts and books. And Caroline, you can choose whether you go first or second against our Barry.
I'll go first, please.
Which Dan Brown novel begins with a murder in the Louvre Museum? Angels and Demons, The Da Vinci Code, or The Lost Symbol?
I think that's the Da Vinci Code.
It is indeed. Over to you, Barry. Which Dickens character famously says, "Please, sir, I want some more"? David Copperfield, Nicholas Nickleby, or Oliver Twist?
I had the great pleasure of watching my son, when he was in primary school, play this character in a school play. So I know for sure it's Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist is correct. Absolutely classic moment. And the whole hall falls silent. Caroline, according to a line from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, who die many times before their deaths? Criminals, cheats, or cowards?
I'm going to try cowards.
Cowards is right. Well done. Well played. Barry, which English author writes the best-selling Shopaholic series of novels? Sophie Kinsella, Marianne Keyes, or Jojo Moyes?
Jojo Moyes, I'm not too sure about, but I'm pretty certain this is Sophie Kinsella.
Sophie Kinsella is right. Off we go, back to you, Caroline. Who is the author of the Decameron, a 14th century collection of 100 short stories told by a company of 10 young men and women? Was it Giovanni Boccaccio, Ludovico Ariosto, or Francesco Petrarca?
I don't have a clue, so this one's going to be pure guess, I'm afraid. Sorry, team. Let's go for Giovanni Boccaccio.
Is she right, Barry?
Perfectly right.
Well done. Nice work. 3 out of 3.
I like the sound of the name, I just thought it sounded good.
Giovanni Boccaccio. So Barry's under a little bit of pressure here. Barry, Henry Fuseli's 1781 oil painting The Nightmare depicts a woman lying on a bed with a demon sitting on her chest, while which animal looks on from the background? Sheep, horse, goat?
Oh, my goodness me. I know the painting, I have seen it many times. I know the artist, but I was initially tempted for sheep, but if it's a thing of nightmare, goat seems to be the one that normally comes up in nightmares. But with no enthusiasm whatsoever, I shall go for goat.
A goat, because goat is a sort of a horror.
Exactly,
Often
yes.
a horror image, or a ram with horns, or...
Kind of a depiction
Indeed.
of the devil.
It's a depiction of the devil, says Beth. Is it goat? Is it goat? Pat, do you know?
I think it's a horse.
It's a horse, Barry. Yes, the horse has knocked you out. There we are. It jumped up and it hit you with the hind legs. So, Caroline, well done. There we are. We've got at least 3 woodwinders in the final round. This is looking good. Come back, rejoin your teams, and we'll see if the Eggheads can hold you off. So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But those of you who lost your head-to-heads aren't going to be in the final. So that is Judith from the Return of Wind Plus. But it is also Beth and Barry, the 2 Bs from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? Paul, Caroline and Carolyn, you're playing to win the Return of Wind Plus, £1,000. Pat and Olav, you're playing for something that money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I'll ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You can confer challenges, OK? So now we're going to see if your 3 brains can polish off these 2 here in a fantastic final round. Would you like to go first or second?
First?
Go first.
Yep, we'll go first, please, Jeremy.
OK, last time you were here, I think it was just Carolyn in the final. So we've done 3 times as well so far. Let's just see if we can clinch this. The celebrity couple known as Benifer comprises Ben Affleck and which famous Jennifer? Is it Aniston, Lopez or Lawrence?
Who do we think?
I would have
It's
said
Jennifer.
Aniston, but I'm not sure.
No, it's definitely not Jennifer Lawrence, I'm sure.
OK. OK, we'll rule that out then.
So do we think maybe...
And Jennifer Aniston was Brad Pitt, wasn't it? She
Yes.
went out with.
That's right, yeah.
I
yeah.
So it
Most
must
likely
be.
to be Lopez.
We think
So let's
Jennifer
go with
Lopez.
Lopez.
Do you
Yeah.
do that?
OK.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for Jennifer Lopez. Jeremy?
Jennifer Lopez is your answer. Is this right, Eggheads?
Yes.
Yes. Are they married now?
Yes.
Yes.
They got married in Las Vegas, I think.
They got married in Las Vegas. There we are. Well done. Eggheads, to catch up, the Gobi Desert covers a large section of which of these countries? Mongolia, Morocco or Moldova?
Mongolia?
Mongolia.
Yeah. There isn't room in Morocco for a desert, really. And not really in Moldova. That's Mongolia.
Mongolia's right. Back to you we go. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is scheduled to be hosted by 3 countries in which continent? Asia, North America or Europe? So the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
I don't think I've heard this. Now, what has traditionally happened is that it's alternated between the Americas and Europe. But of course, now that you do get Asian countries in, I think it's almost certainly not going to be Asia.
So North America.
Where was the
or
one
Europe?
before?
The one before was in Russia.
So does that make North America more likely, or
I'm just trying to think which 3 countries it would be in North America. It's been in Mexico twice.
there's less likely to be 3 countries in North America?
That's
do you
right,
think?
yeah.
Well, North America
it
is
would only be
it's
Central
America and Canada,
America.
isn't it?
I can't
You know?
see that.
No.
I think it's most likely going to be Europe because it's Europe that's... it tends to be every other one that is in Europe, so...
Let's go
yeah.
with
So
that
is
then.
that
We'll
the
go for that?
percentage?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Jeremy, we think the percentage answer for this is going to be Europe, so we'll go for it. We'll go for it.
Okay, Europe is your answer, and I can see the logic here, but is it right, Eggheads?
I think it's North America.
It's North America.
It's Canada, Mexico, and the USA.
ourselves out of that,
North
didn't we?
America.
Okay.
Eggheads, you can take the lead. The title of the Oscar-winning film, The Usual Suspects, was inspired by a memorable line from which 1942 film? The Big Sleep, Casablanca, or The Maltese Falcon?
Casablanca.
Yeah, it's,
Round up the usual suspects. I think it's said near the end of the film, isn't it?
Yeah,
Round up
it's-
the usual suspects.
it's Captain Renault, Claude Rains who says that, isn't it?
I think so.
Casablanca, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for that. But we think that's from a famous line near the end of Casablanca.
Casablanca is the right answer. Okay, they've gone into the lead. It's not a crisis yet, but the situation is grave. You need to get this one right to stay in. Mark Rowley became the head of which organisation in July 2022? Metropolitan Police, MI6 or British Army?
Well, Cressida Dick
Cressida
left,
Dick left
the
the Met,
Met,
didn't
so
she?
that's
But what else?
reasonable
But
answer.
do we know about the other two?
I don't.
It's
But
quite some
The
time
Met
since.
definitely changed, so...
Yes.
Yes, and I mean, well, Stella Remington was MI6, wasn't she? And that's quite some time ago.
That
I
was
think.
quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
Has the British Army changed?
I don't know about that one. But the Met's a decent answer, isn't it? Should we go for that?
We know it changed, so
Yeah,
it's...
yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Go with that?
Yeah, we think that's a Metropolitan Police. Jeremy.
Metropolitan Police is quite right. Well done. Mark Rowley succeeded Cressida Dick. So level after you've had your 3. Let's see if the Eggheads can clinch it with their 3rd. Eggheads, Prosecco is made from a grape grown primarily in which of these Italian regions? Abruzzo, Piedmont, or Veneto?
Veneto, isn't it?
Yeah.
North
that's-
East Italy,
Veneto was the one that sprung to mind immediately.
north of Venice. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
not,
think so.
not Abruzzo, it's not Piedmont. I think it's Veneto.
Okay.
We think that's Veneto.
Veneto is your answer, Eggheads. If you got it right, the contest is over. Do you know this?
I think it's right.
The answer is Veneto. We have to say congratulations, Eggheads. You have won. That wretched football answer, and football's your thing.
I was waiting for football or music to come up, and I got one, and I didn't get the answer.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It's been brilliant to hear about the fantastic work of the Durham Music Service and about these instruments. I mean, I've now educated on the oboe, right? It's taken a long time for me to get up to speed on it. The Eggheads have done their thing. They had a bashing in the last game. Now they're back, reigning supreme. So the challengers don't collect the jackpot, and we roll it over to the next show. And we wonder if you'll get a bit of a run going again, Eggs. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to take them down. There'll be £2,000 to win if they do. Till then, goodbye.
We're celebrating the life and career of a British icon tonight here on Channel 5. Penelope Keith from Margot to the Manor Born is at 9. Before that, a tired driver is getting a wake-up call from the motorway cops as we join them catching Britain speeders next.